Many times we have come across functions which are called piecewise functions. A typical function is something like this, a piecewise function. F of x is equal to, say, minus x square. Minus x square if x is less than or equal to minus 1. However, it is equal to 2x if x is greater than minus 1. This is called as a piecewise function. In this case, if I want to find f of minus 2, now minus 2 comes under this category, so I need to substitute in this equation, so I get minus of minus 2 the whole square, which is minus 4. On the other hand, suppose I want to find f of 3. Now f of 3 comes under the second category, so it is 2 times 3, which is 6. So these are called piecewise functions. Now these can of course be plotted on a graph also. You can sketch the graph also of these functions. But now today I am going to explain to you what are these piecewise functions and where exactly we are going to use it. So in the definition of some functions, we see different rules for assigning output values, of different parts of the domain. Such functions are called piecewise functions. What are piecewise functions? Once again, in the definition of some functions, different rules for assigning output values are used over different parts of the domain. Now let's take an example. Suppose you have a small county, some county, say Georgia or something, or you can say San Jose. Now imagine that for their highway speeding fines, they have rules like this. Interstate highway has a speed limit of 55 miles per hour. So anybody speeding more than that, they are fined. If you are caught speeding between 56 miles and 74 miles per hour, then your fine is $50. $50 plus $3 for every mile per hour more than 55. $3 for every mile per hour more than what? More than the accepted 55. However, suppose you cross 75 for 75 miles per hour and higher, then the fine is more. Your fine is going to be straight $150 fine plus $5 per hour, $5 mile per hour for any over 75 miles per hour. Imagine you want to convert this to a function. So this is going to be a piecewise function. So you're going to say, let f of x represent your fine. Imagine f of x is your fine if you are caught speeding at x miles per hour. Speeding at x miles per hour. Now this x miles can come in any category. It can be between 56 and 74. It can also be more than 75. So our function is going to be like this, piecewise. F of x is equal to $50 plus the fine 3 times x minus 55, provided 56 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 75. However, it is 150 plus 5 times x minus 75 if x is greater than or equal to 75. Now this is the function which you're going to input on the fine machine, which is going to take the fines. So at any stage, if the radar detects that you are traveling at a speed of 60 miles per hour, now you want to calculate the total fine you have to pay. Now it will take the number 60 and put it in between these two, between 56 and 75. So it will use the first function for calculating the speed, calculating the fine. So the fine is going to be 50 plus 3 times 60 minus 55. Now 60 minus 55, so substitute. So the net fine is going to be $65. On the other hand, suppose your speed was 90 miles per hour. Let's calculate how much. Now 90 comes in this category. It is more than 75. So put it in the second equation. So 150 plus 5 into 90 minus 75. And you're going to get a hefty fine now of $225. So this is what is called as a piecewise function. Now let me give you another example. Suppose you want to calculate the state income tax. Now for different slabs you have a different income. Suppose the state's income tax code states that the tax T of x is equal to 0.04x if 0 less than or equal to x less than 20,000. So less than 20,000, this is the tax. However, it is 800 plus 0.06x if x is greater than or equal to 20,000. Imagine that. Now, suppose your taxable income is 12,000. How much tax would you pay? Now 12,000 comes in the first category, so the tax is going to be T of 12,000, which is 0.04 into 12,000. So you will pay $480. On the other hand, suppose your income was 50,000. Then the total tax for 50,000 would be 800 plus 0.06 into 50,000. So your total liability will be $3,800. Now if you were going to draw the graph of this function, imagine you're drawing a graph, say this is your 20,000 income and this is the tax you're paying. So you have 20,000, 40,000 income and so on. So till 20,000, 0 to 20,000, it goes at a steady rate like this. After 20,000, there is a sudden jump here. Now this is, I am taking this as 1,000. This is 2,000. And this is 3,000. It goes like this. So here there is a break in the graph, discontinuity, and then it goes up like this, even more steep. So this is how the tax function would look in a graph. Thank you. I found this interesting. That's why I wanted to share this with you, because I've always wondered what is piecewise. So this is what is called piecewise. Thank you.